I mean, honestly, dude, of all the things you can talk about on a first date, it's like you want to be the cat guy. Like that's weird, dude. It's like weird, right?
So weird, dude. I don't know anybody that does that stuff.
Be cool. No, I mean, like they're so bad and so weird that they put him in the sky. Like, you know,
Yeah.
be cool. Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's up, everybody?
We are back, Brian. Fboy Island, season 2. We're going to do a review of episodes 1, 2, and 3. We're going to separate them. We have watched all 3. Day of. We're recording this on Thursday evening. We both have crazy busy work schedules, but like we made sure like the second we were available, and this is what we did while Brian had twins. I was working on trees. I literally had it on my phone and had a notebook outside with me. So we were just so psyched for this show.
Yes.
And I just want to say off the top, we're going to focus on episode 1, delivered. The intro right off the top with her looking for the lost island. Like this is lost, the lost island of Fboys. She finds it.
Conch shell.
The conch shell, which you can tell on some of the edits that obviously doesn't make any noise when she blows into it. You hear the air and then the conch noise kicks in.
It's so good.
I think it's intentionally like a little bit off on the editing, just so it just they don't care. It's so funny. Dude, like right off the bat, like it's just like they brought back the best parts of last season so far. I mean, we got Brochella in episode 1.
Yep.
Another classic. We ended the episode with a real good throwback that we'll get to here in a second. But overall, Bri, what did you think of our 3 single women? Kind of just thoughts on all of them. Do you have a favorite right now, or just one that you're most interested to see where it goes?
I mean, I like them all. I really am interested to see what Mia does because she's into guys I did not think she was going to be into.
It's an interesting one.
So, but I like her. I kind of like. I mean, I'm just really interested to see where she goes, and same with Tamaris. Luis,
I like Tamaris.
Yeah, I like her too. Luis, I'm not a huge fan of Luis right now. It's like I said this in the preview or something like just she has those vibes of the blonde from last season.
That's during this episode what I wrote down.
Yeah,
same exact vibes. And I didn't write down. I didn't look up her name. We can look it up in between episodes.
I don't remember.
But it's same kind of vibe. Again, but the thing is, like, I honestly I like the singles better than the singles from last year already. I think they do have the advantage of having seen season 1.
Yep.
So they do have the kind of like foresight that they can just kind of be a little bit blunt and brass with these guys because
definitely more of that this season.
Oh my God, definitely. Right off the bat, though, Peter is back from season 1. Peter, who is and you talk about this a lot, Brian. So I thought you would appreciate this. You've always been a big proponent of letting people come back who are eliminated like week 1 of show.
No, I think that's important. And
so that he came back right away. I actually noted to ask you about that.
No, I like that a lot. There's something later in these episodes I'm not a fan of at all. But like Peter coming back in this as a contestant is fine because he only had 1 episode. So like he didn't go through all the other. He just lived in limbo for 9 episodes. So, and
I think something funny to point out really quick, Brian, because having the foresight of seeing episodes 2 and 3, when they do the VIP invites for Brochella, Jared got 3 invites.
Right, the clean sweep,
and
the cat guy.
How that progresses. Yeah, so we have to bring it up. I was curious because they do have episode titles. This one was entitled, "Do You Like Cats?" And I'm like, ooh, this is going to come up in a speed dating kind of scenario. And did it. John's a creep.
Yes.
Yeah, John's a creep.
Bill, there's always like, I feel like every episode somebody assumes that role. It seems like.
The "do you like cats" thing is just like it was just a microcosm of him being I think he was asking her like what her major in college was.
Yeah.
What do you like? What is it? And they're literally in the middle of their first like little dance party, and it's like, dude, chill. Like he wouldn't let her even answer a question. It was very strange. The other one that I think we need to highlight was, and I wrote, love the name, Lucchese.
Yes.
Luke Cagey.
I mean,
He was the homeschooled kid.
right. That was the guy we were really totally unsure of during the preview. Like we were like, we need to hear this guy talk and see like
This
what
one
he
was
does.
great though, Bri,
Yeah.
because he was homeschooled 21, a virgin, but not.
Right.
He was an F boy who literally, I think, who thought he was on the circle and he
Right.
was trying to catfish people. That's not what you need to do, Lucas. You don't need to make up a character. You just need to tell them who you are, but you're just not a dick.
Right. You can get away for with being an F boy if you tote that. You gotta tread the line.
Lucchese literally cosplayed basically at Fboy Island.
Right.
Not a.
I'm surprised they even entertained him for as long as they did, because he's like, even with just like saying I'm a virgin, I haven't had a kiss in a year. Why are you keeping this guy? By the way, her name was Sarah from last season.
Sarah. It was Sarah. Okay, perfect. So you got it right there.
Yep.
So I'm just checking one of things. So okay, so the next thing that we okay, this one's good. We have to bring up our dynamic duo. I think you know who I'm talking about here. Danny.
Yeah, I do not like Danny.
Mikey. Danny and Mikey. So the issue that comes up pretty quickly is that Mia is into Peter. She mentions having like followed him on Instagram and stuff after his season, which, you know, I'm sure plenty of people did. I mean, that's the kind of point of people even going on the show. However, I don't think she ever expected to meet him. It's very much like a Bachelor in Paradise scenario.
Yeah.
But this is just great. So he does well. Peter spits good game. He brings her around a tour of the house. They make out. Like, he's doing well, and she's into him. He feels it. Man, these dudes are not happy.
Yeah,
they're
the white knighting.
Upset. Like, they're very upset. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't understand it either, man. Doesn't Mikey look like Ronnie from the Jersey Shore?
And I have that like down. Like, he looks like Ronnie from the Jersey Shore.
Nice. Great minds think alike.
So yeah, these two dudes are hot. And what I really like to see that is different than like when we watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and stuff. This happens in that show too. People start to complain usually a week or two in that, oh, this one person is getting way too much attention. We've had no one-on-one time, blah, blah, blah. But they kind of just talk about it and maybe go talk to the Bachelor or Bachelorette about it, whatever. These guys, though, were getting heated.
Yeah.
Heated. And they were doing what I like to refer to as in reality TV, the white knight syndrome, where they're actually just really jealous douchebags, but they use the ruse that they're there to protect the single or the bachelor or bachelorette, whoever the host person is. And it's just straight BS. What I did like is that they did talk to him when he came down. They said, Peter, we think you're an F boy, always an F boy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like looking at them and he's like, he doesn't get heated. He's like,
yeah, I don't care.
Why does it matter? I'm not here to be your guys' friends. Like, I don't hate any of you guys, but like, I don't need to convince any of you of anything. And they're like, no, like you have to like convince. And he's like, no, I don't have to do anything. You're upset because I obviously have an advantage over you. And it just is what it is.
Right. And doesn't that give off like you're trying to throw other people under the bus, like F-boy vibes?
Well, and that's what I liked is that the other girls and stuff were not about that when they hear about that. They're just they don't think it's cool. You know, stop the drama, not important. And again, they're just complaining that they're gone for a long time. But I like that, like, especially Tamaris came right in. She's like, stop. Like, we don't need those vibes here. Like, it's literally night one. And that's the vibe of somebody just trying to get themselves on the screen.
Exactly.
This dude's like the antithesis of a Ray Rock. Like, Ray Rock's pumps you up. This guy's like a black hole. And
Mikey or Danny or both?
Danny and Mikey in that situation. Now we do get to see Danny in the next episode, but
it's only because he got his way.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit.
Exactly. Thank you. Not vibing with my boy. Sorry, I don't think it's a bad human being, but like I just
not my style.
Complaining. Like, come on now. Let's not.
Yeah, we'll get to that next episode.
Also, there's a Ricochet shot at Mercedes after the fact. Once Peter kind of won the argument. They were mad at Mercedes because he agreed with them when Peter wasn't there. But to be fair, he talked to him. He was like, so you're into this chick? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, cool. That's good. Like, that's how it should get resolved. And so,
right. But we know from the confessionals that Mercedes is
Yes,
he's a swindler.
yes. But Mercedes just as like the character in that situation.
Right. He reminds me of a Kremling. You know what that is?
A Kremling?
From like an enemy in Donkey Kong, like his face.
Oh, okay.
Like his facial
insert a picture of one. Yeah, put him next to a.
There's a
Kremling.
bunch of different styles of these Kremlings. They're crocodile people.
Yeah, put him next to the Kremling though. All right, so let's do the elimination here for week 1. So each woman each woman gets to nominate 2 people for elimination, and then they eliminate one of the 2. So Tamaris picked Lukesh and Asante. Asante was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Luis had Zach and Jared. So the man who had 3 passes to Brochella got himself put on the elimination block. Was very upset about it. And then Mia had John and Danny. So there was 2 really good out of the 3 eliminations. So Jared gets called out for having no game. That him and Luis he says him and Luis have a good connection, but then he automatically got caught saying that he was only here for one woman to 2 different women in the same day. So that one was really funny. And you're like, all right, well,
yeah,
this guy's obviously going to go, right? John the Legend, I wrote. John the Legend is so insulted that he even gets nominated that he goes, nah, I'm good. I'm out.
I'm out.
Just eliminates himself. And actually says, I'm mad lit on Instagram. I got money. I'm good. I mean, that's like an all-time line. That's going to go on TikTok.
No, it's super good. And my only thing is we don't know what he is.
We don't know what he is.
That's
because he bypassed Limbro and sailed off to the Undying Lands with like Frodo and Gandalf. Like he's way gone.
Right. Like Nikki has to ask them what they are. Let me just say real quick that I love Nikki this season. Like she's been like her jokes are awesome.
Nikki's the best.
She's just there's one where she looks at a board. She's like, "I'll see you assholes later." I was like, "Yeah."
Nikki's just like way too big of a celebrity, but Nikki is like on my now short wish list of interviews just because I love this show so much, and there is nobody else to interview. Like she is the host,
right? And I just like her attitude about stuff. Like,
but she's super fit. And listen, like. Mark Wahlberg is like above in my head just because of like the personal connection there. Also, Temptation 5 is coming.
Yeah.
Temptation 5 is coming. I like to think we were a small part of keeping the momentum going because we are a positive force for good in Temptation Island, just like we are for Fboy Island, where they are the Island Boys, not those Island Boys.
No, God, no,
but we are Island Boys. Not the Island Boys.
Right.
That'd be a great t-shirt. We are Island Boys.
Right.
So yeah, at the end there we Zach. So Zach, John, and Lukesh. So this is the Brian. We got to bring up that we did do the predictions for who was gonna be F Boys, who's not gonna be F Boys. So how about you go ahead? Just the fact about Lukesh, to start with Lukesh, but mention why his is even funny.
Well, it's funny because like he played this like innocent role of I haven't kissed somebody, I've never had sex, and then like once he gets eliminated, he's like, I'm an F boy, and like that's one of my other favorite things is the reaction of the people. They're like, they
were electrified. I mean, we talked about that earlier about him cosplaying and cat playing, the circle during.
Right, he's like, I'll just go hang out with my stable of women in LA or wherever he's from. It's just like, oh my god.
So we have a question mark on John. Like he could be a scroll for all we
just don't know. We'll find out after we
like scroll, said, literally
self-elimination. Zach is also an F boy.
Okay.
So if you take out John because we don't know, and we're gonna add in Mercedes.
Yes, exactly.
In his confessional, he is confirmed F boy. Bill, you and I, you were 3 for 3.
Let's go.
You were 3 for 4, but you couldn't be 3 for 4 because we don't know John.
Well, no, John's moot. John, we'll just put him as a null. John doesn't.
Right. So you had.
He was like a walk. He doesn't count as a bat.
So I was 2 for 3.
Who did you have wrong?
I had Luke Cage wrong.
I had Luke Cage right because the home when they said his actual profile said homeschooled, and I was like, homeschooled kids are the worst.
Right. So you and Waleed was he had Mercedes as a nice guy, which just looks so bad.
I think that was a I have too many bad guy picks.
Right near the end. But he just Mercedes the way like the picture they used in the
I'm so glad that because Mercedes is gonna be like a main character until he gets eliminated.
right, and then he had Zach as a nice guy. And we
Zach
both have
was Zach was that's fine. That was a toss up kind of.
Right.
Wow. All right, cool. So episode 1, Brian, I'm 3 for 3, and Brian and Wally are 2 for 3.
Correct.
All right, cool. This is fun. This will be cool. All right, so just look out, and episodes 2 and 3 are coming your way today. Boop. So this episode basically had a post-credit scene, so we figured, hell, we're doing it as a post-credit scene as well. Garrett's back, dude. Garrett is back. Wild. Is he like a Dementor? Is he like Hades?
Yeah, Hades is a good analogy.
What do you think he is?
What
do you think he is?
I'd say Hades.
All right, so he's just gonna stay in limbo.
I don't think he's gonna stay in limbo.
Hades didn't stay in limbo either.
Based off of what we see in episode 3,
sounds like he has a boy king that he wants to wage war against.
Yeah, I think the best editing in the show, honestly, like with Garrett, like when we get to the next episode, it's great too.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about it. But
all right, we're gonna move on to episode 2. Thank you. Peace.
Mouse is not hooked up.
That's good.